G'day everyone and welcome to episode 11 of the Coinflip podcast. I am your host Leadbrain and with me today I have the infamous Mr. W again. How we going, mate?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad.
That's good to hear. Okay, so for episode 11, anything you wish to discuss or anything you want to discuss immediately?
Well,
Can be anything.
first thing is probably, I reckon, discussing PCs, as in like the...
Like the actual building process.
Yeah.
Like the building process, the configuration, or the what?
Yeah, I reckon building versus, let's say buying a pre-built system.
Okay, so when you mean pre-built, do you mean like when you mean pre-built, okay, so say for instance with a pre-built system, do you mean like going to, let's say, JB Hi-Fi and just grabbing one off the shelf sort of thing? Or
Yeah.
Do you mean going to, let's say, Asus or Gigabyte or MSI and asking for a rig specifically from them?
I would say just rocking up to like just the local JB Hi-Fi or
And grab, yeah.
Harvey Norman
Yeah.
or...
Okay, so the big problem with buying systems from them is you get a big thing called bloatware or crapware or whatever the hell you want to call it. Now, the problem with that is, so say for instance, I buy a Dell HP computer, not a Dell HP, a Dell PC, sorry, from JB Hi-Fi, for instance. That's going to come preloaded with a bunch of Dell software.
Right,
A
yeah.
bunch of crap. I can easily go into control panel, uninstall all the crap, and just go, alright, now effectively it's a blank PC that I can use. It's got all the essential drivers in it that allow it to function.
Yeah.
The other thing is there is a slight chance that the computer does have adware built into it to press you to buy more Dell products. That's the other concern. And then you've got, of course, building a PC, which is like hard drive, CPU, motherboard, power supply, and then just assembling it all in, downloading the drivers. It's simple stuff. It's not rocket science. Like, there's enough walkthroughs and guides online to actually do it. But I want to know exactly where you coming from on your angle of, like, questions you want answered. Because that's more of a rough outline.
Yeah, well, I was just, cause like, obviously, with all the freaking Bitcoin mining and...
Bitcoin man! And I'm going to mine some Bitcoin.
I'm gonna... I mean,
Yeah,
like,
which, oh
it's-
god, I
that
don't
craze
want,
is so-
no, I swear to god, I will make this prediction now, Bitcoin will crash.
Yeah, obviously.
I make that prediction, I've been saying that for a year now, I still stand by it.
Yeah.
I will say Bitcoin will crash.
Well, obviously it's gonna
If
crash.
I don't,
but...
I will write it down on paper and eat it.
Rightio.
That is a promise.
Fair.
That is a promise. But yeah. So, because I know I'm helping you build a PC right now, and we've been debating a lot about parts, but at the moment, memory and graphics cards are ridiculous because of the whole demand from them from miners, which is ridiculous.
Which I think is pretty stupid.
Which
because
is-
even now I'm getting like freaking random messages on my phone saying, so you've already got like $4 million in this account in Bitcoins or something. Sign up now for free.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, not even
Holy
joking.
shit.
Just like I got on my
Oh my
phone,
God.
I just got some random message the other day.
Nice.
And it was just like,
Nice. I think the thing was, like, everyone's going nuts over Bitcoin because everyone's like, oh, it's going to replace currency.
Well,
it's not.
it's not because
It's not.
Bitcoin,
Please don't. It's not.
Dogecoins, any freaking
Ripple, Ethereum,
Yeah.
Zip.
No matter what
Whatever you wanna
currency
call
you
it.
got, it doesn't matter because it's not a physical currency, and like you can't grab it and hold it in your hand. And to do that,
Well, in a way, like, I mean, most of the things I use to pay for everything, I do everything pretty much digitally now. I owe
yeah,
them.
but
So,
you can't
like-
really hook up your freaking bitcoins to your credit card, can you?
No, you can't because it's like the bank has to authorize it. The bank
Yeah.
has to the how it works is that whatever is taking payment has to accept the Bitcoin as payment.
Yeah, they do. And if it's something like freaking, I don't know, let's just say any fast food restaurant.
Yeah, fast food. Let's say you
Fast
go
food.
down to a local McDonald's.
Yeah, you go down to a local McDonald's, it's like, hey, can I pay with my Bitcoin?
Wallet?
Hey.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
not gonna say
it's
yes.
And also, like, the thing is, like, using Bitcoin as a currency now is ridiculous. Like, it needs to have some degree of stability.
It's like,
Like,
you
even
put-
though, like, if you buy a good overseas, it may be worth, like, slightly more, slightly less, depending on the currency exchange on that day.
Yeah.
However, if I buy something in Australia with Australian dollars, it's going to be worth whatever I pay for it. It's not going to fluctuate. And that's the thing with Bitcoin. It's been going through huge fluctuations. Like even late last year, got up to $22,000.
Yeah,
It's not, and then it dropped all the way down to 9,000.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like lost
practical.
half its value.
Like-
So it's not practical to buy things with it because it's just gonna lose a lot of its value.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Whereas if I have $50, yeah, sure, over time, like within a given set time frame, that $50 will lose value due to inflation. But it's not due to market fluctuations. It's not something that happens within a day. It happens over 5 years. Happens over a period of longer time.
But either way, like you have $50 now and you have $50 in 10 years' time, it's still going to be $50, right?
Yeah, just like what that $50 will buy you will be less or more.
Exactly. But even if you have $2,000 in Bitcoin now and you have $2,000 in Bitcoin in 10 years, it's still going to be the same. It's the same as that $50.
That's the idea. If Bitcoin had that stability, then yes, it could possibly replace currency, but it doesn't have that.
So it might be $2,000.
And the thing is, like, okay, here's a question. Do you know how Bitcoin works? Can you explain the system? Do you know how it works?
The way, like, what do you mean, like the mining of Bitcoin, or
Okay, not the mining of Bitcoin, more like how does it work in terms of payment of currency? Like, say I buy something off you for X amount of Bitcoins, how does that work?
Don't you just
Because I guarantee you, how it works is a lot more confusing than you think.
Okay, well, the way I thought it worked is like obviously you got your Bitcoin wallet.
Yep.
And then to do Bitcoin payments, you have to process it through your bank, and then the person who's receiving that payment would then have to go through their bank to get authorization from their bank, which came from my bank, and then it would then get transferred from there into like whoever's receiving it. It will get transferred into their wallet.
Okay, that's not how Bitcoin works whatsoever. There's no banks or no centralized unit involved whatsoever. Because the thing is, Bitcoin is a decentralized unit. Whereas, like, our modern day currency does a bit more on that logic where if I go to a vendor, tap my card, goes to the bank, and then my bank transfers it to the seller for me, then that's how our system works. Whereas Bitcoin is more like, say, I have a Bitcoin wallet, you have a Bitcoin... Like, effectively how the system works is everyone in the world would have a Bitcoin wallet. And there's a ledger called the Bitcoin ledger. And so the ledger has a record of every single transaction ever taken place with Bitcoins.
Okay.
So say if I buy something from you for 5 Bitcoins, that is then added to the ledger. And then those Bitcoins are then transferred to whoever I bought the item off. Therefore, I'm 5 Bitcoins down, whereas they're 5 Bitcoins up. But everyone can see the ledger and everyone can view each other's wallets. So that way everyone sees what everyone has. Like, everyone polices each other. That's the idea of the system. And then the way Bitcoins are generated is through the people of maintaining the ledger. So there's a mathematical problem that then has to be solved in order to continue the ledger. So that's what miners do. They're not mining in the sense of like a cube and then they break it down and then they get a Bitcoin at the end of it. They solve a mathematical problem, and then the difficulty of the problem verifies on whether or not they receive a Bitcoin on how many Bitcoins they receive.
Or 0.0% of a bit.
Yeah, and over time, the gradual idea is they receive less and less Bitcoins over time to ensure there's always Bitcoins flowing. However, as a result of that system it kind of gets to the point of like, because when new technology comes out, very few people can actually explain how it works.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, do you know how a computer reads a number, for instance?
Well, computers essentially read everything in ones and zeros.
Yeah, essentially. So effectively, you have to convert everything to ones and zeros.
Yeah, and then the computer figures it out, puts every 1 and 0 in its place, and then spits it out looking different.
So that we can understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's essentially.
But yeah,
like
so the
Bitcoin.
thing is, like, the thing with Bitcoin is it's based on and it's because it's a cryptocurrency. It means
Yeah.
there's essentially privacy. So everyone has a Bitcoin wallet, and say I send 5 Bitcoins to you, it gets recorded in the ledger, and that's how the record of Bitcoins are kept. So they're supposed to be in circulation by the end. 21 million Bitcoins are supposed to be generated. And that's how it defeats inflation. There's not supposed to be any more Bitcoins. There's only going to be a set 21 million.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can never get more than that 21 million Bitcoins that are already out there.
Yeah.
Whereas you could print multiple amounts of
money.
Like, you could just be like, there's like $50. You could like print $50 over and over again.
But then it devalues the value of the $50.
Well, I mean, it's still gonna equal $50.
It's still going to equal $50, but you devalue the value of the $50 because there's more of it.
Because there's more of it.
Sure, there's the reason they print more currency is because currencies get damaged and all that. So they have to like, we've got to keep it in circulation, and then we take out all the damage, put in the new.
Or currently they're upgrading
they're
putting a
designs.
new
$50 note in.
They're upgrading every note. They're putting a new I don't know what it's
$50
strip
next.
in it.
Yeah.
That apparently makes it a lot harder to forge. Even though like Australian currency is like one of the hardest currencies to forge anyways because it's made of plastic and not paper. But who knows?
Yeah, and that's inherently where Bitcoin's flaw. That's the biggest flaw with Bitcoin is why do we need a new currency? Because the current currency system has been implemented for hundreds of years.
Yeah, I mean,
it's sort of like one of those things where it's just like, well, does it need an upgrade? Sure, I can go around and pay things on my phone, right?
Yeah.
But that's sort of like, well, that's just with the times. I've still got it through the bank. Whereas the thing is, I suppose the real innovator of Bitcoin is going to be the blockchain, where everything's instant verification.
Yeah.
Where instead of me waiting for my bank to verify a purchase, it goes, let me think about if you have the money in your account. Even though I've clearly got the money in my account, the guy has to sit there and go, okay, yeah, I verify it. Bang. Whereas blockchain is just like, okay, bang, done. Like it cuts out that waiting process and makes everything more instant.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is what the main technology thing is going to be. Like, say if a bank were to open up and they were to actually say, we're the first bank that does blockchain transactions and with regular currency, I would invest in that bank because blockchain is going to be the future. Whereas Bitcoin's a fun thing for now, but it's gonna crash.
I mean, like if you got Bitcoins now, you're better off selling them now, taking your money's worth. If you made money off it, then
good on you. Enjoy it.
Those who haven't yet made money on it,
I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah,
you've made a mistake.
You've probably made the biggest mistake you could probably make, and as a result, that money that you haven't been able to make, to be honest, you're probably never going to make it. Because the market looks like it's going to crash within easy.
Who knows? It may not crash. It could go up. Who knows? No one knows. I'm just saying my speculation is it's going to crash. Who knows? I could be wrong.
Just the thing is, like,
it's been sitting around 9,000 for the past few days, past few weeks, actually, past month or so, actually.
Yeah.
And it's like, it keeps, like, and it's the thing is, it's like, if a government can't regulate it, governments won't allow it.
Yeah, that's
And the problem is, the whole point behind Bitcoin is, it's not supposed to have regulation behind it. It's not supposed to have... It's not supposed to have a government or a bank doing it. Everyone watches it. That's the idea of it. Which is kind of like, well, if a bank or a government has to oversee it, then it's just like, well, what's the point then?
Yeah, well, there's not really much of a point then, is there?
Yeah, no, God, no. I mean, if you want to, stick in it to them, but they're the ones in charge. You're going to have to fight them on it, not...
Yeah, and everyone knows about governments these days, eh? They're pretty...
I mean, what? They're effectively like, what? my investments took a big hit on like when the trade war started.
Yeah.
I've bounced back a little bit, but
I
the
mean-
trade war is still pretty bad.
I mean, the
Trade
trade
war
war is so stupid though. Like,
It's
why
because
would
Trump doesn't like China. That's it.
Yeah, but China's like the biggest trade industry. Has the biggest, trade industry.
Trade in the world. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're the biggest. They're the world's factory, the world's plant.
Yeah,
the
like
world
literally, you get everything from China. Like,
Yeah.
There's not much you can't get from China.
Yeah, everything is out of China.
Really, the only things you can't really get from China would be livestock because they don't have it because they'd probably kill it if they
Yeah,
did.
but that's where we come in. They buy it from us.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
They-
thing. We
with
give them our
any like
livestock and then we
produce,
give them
food
everything.
related stuff they get from us. Any like manufactured stuff like steel we get from them.
Yeah.
It's like it's a cycle. It's a cycle. They depend on us like we depend on them.
Yeah, and that's how it works. But now
That's
that
how
Trump's
it works.
involved,
We're all
it's
dependent
like,
on each other.
we don't need China, but
Yeah, you do.
actually we do.
Look, the big reason is like
Ah.
like what? There used to be the biggest employer in one of the biggest employers in the area was Blue Scope Steel.
Yeah.
They're still like a sizable employer, but not as big as they used to be. Like the attitude used to be, at least in the area where we live now, it used to be if you flunked out of school, you just get a job at Blue Scope.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah.
That was the big thing. Then they took a huge redundancy out. A lot of people got paid out. A lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Still there, still operational, but it's not the
Oh,
big
yeah.
hub it used to be.
It's not the big. Yeah.
It's not the huge thing
I
it
mean,
was.
they're still making money, but like the thing is, like
It's like they're not as big as they were.
the steel that they make is just probably way better quality than.
Oh
any-
yeah, I've
it's-
no doubt. Like the
It's-
quality is going to be superior.
Yeah, way superior
But
than
it's like-
anything they make in China because China just makes crappy stuff.
At the end of the day, would you rather, if you're a businessman or a businesswoman,
Yeah.
do you want to, because like I know there's a big thing, it's like, support Aussie bought stuff. It's just like at the end of the day, your big businesses, they don't care. They just want the cheapest thing possible.
Yeah.
They want the cheapest thing that works.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
it.
That's
And
the thing.
cheap Chinese steel works, so they
It
buy
works,
cheap
so they
Chinese
buy, yeah.
steel.
Not that it's gonna last them that long.
Who
but,
knows?
Like,
I
the
mean,
thing
what?
is, like,
Who knows? With additive manufacturing really taken off, like it's projected to be one of the most valuable industries on the planet soon, and that's probably going to be again make more money. That's probably what's going to bring manufacturing back to Australia, but it's not going to be to the level it once was.
Yeah.
Sure, you can have manufacturing, but it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But then there's also the raw materials as well.
Yeah,
like,
again, same sort of thing. Like, that's always going to be a thing because we need raw materials.
raw materials.
But
yeah.
that would just depend on which country has which material.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
What?
what? Biggest export in Australia is like coal and iron.
Yeah, we have crap tons of that.
Coal and iron. So as a result...
Although, I do think that coal's obviously going to run out pretty soon.
Oh, no. I don't say... Australia's got like 300 years worth of coal left. It's not going to run out anytime.
300 years of coal.
Yeah, 300 years. You can just keep mining coal. And
Keep mining coal.
But rather, the question is like...
Are they
well,
gonna continue to mine coal?
Are we going to
or are they
continue
gonna-
mining it, or are we going to go to renewables?
Yeah, well,
Which is different.
which is
Or
different, but
Holy crap, we've taken a huge divergence from talking about PCs to mining coal.
oh,
Holy
well,
crap.
Oh,
Well, I used to... Good idea.
oh,
Have you ever taken an Uber before? Like,
No.
talking about, like, the way the world's going, or, like, have you been in a taxi before?
I actually haven't personally.
Oh, you haven't been in a taxi or Uber?
No, I haven't. Mainly because I have
I was gonna...
easy accessible transport.
Yeah, I know. Because I was gonna say, I was, like, out at a work function, and I stayed up kicking until, like, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is good fun. It was great fun. But what happened was I was like, all right, how am I gonna get home? Looked at Uber. Uber costs like $120 to get back to home.
Jeez.
Whereas the taxi costed me $60.
Yeah, as if you would go Uber.
So the thing is, the big problem like with Uber is like Uber's good and all. It's expensive as shit.
Like, mate, Uber used to be super cheap. Eh?
Everyone was going nuts over Uber.
Yeah, Uber,
but now,
and then they're just like, oh, sweet, we have so many people wanting to catch an Uber. Let's bump up the prices to double what the
Yeah.
taxis do.
yeah. Which is just kind of like, because everyone was piddling on taxis for a long time, going, oh, taxis are crap. But like now with that price discrepancy, where it's just like, whoa, what do you offer? I don't really care. I just want to go home.
Like really, what they should have done is because they had so many people paying for Uber, like they were raking in so much cash. But then when they bumped up the prices, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is that each driver gets a commission of how many people they take, so there's an incentive there. Yeah. But at the same time, it's just like, you're not going to get people if your prices are super expensive.
Yeah, either
your prices need to be competitive again. So the biggest competitor is going to be taxis.
Yeah.
So you just need to be competitive with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So if a trip costs you $60, like if it costs you $60 to get from Wollongong to where I live, then go, all right, it's going to cost you $55.
Yeah,
I'll go with Uber then.
Yeah, exactly, and then you get it.
Instead of like, whereas if something's double the price, why would I do that?
Why would I do that? Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not like it's an Uber. It's not like it's a fancy service or anything.
It's like,
it's literally you're just trying to get me from point A to point B.
I'm pretty sure you could hire a way better car than whatever Uber uses to get from freaking Wollongong to here for less than $120.
Yeah, you probably could.
I mean, like,
who knows?
Really, what is a 20-minute drive?
20 minutes to half an hour, depending on the traffic. Depending on the traffic.
Like, but I mean, late at night. Come on, like.
Late at night. Oh
traffic's
god.
Not gonna be,
when I got back, dude, it was dead, man.
It's gonna be even maybe 15 to 20 minutes.
It was good. Yeah.
From Wollongong to that day, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a hole.
Yeah, that's not that bad, mate. It's not that bad. It's just like annoying to get anywhere. Especially like where I live. Like, goddamn, unless there's a bus running every hour, it's annoying to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Problem is the bus only runs on weekends. Not on weekdays, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm basically stuck here.
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, like, still, even public transport's going pretty well. Like,
public transport's great.
Like, it's even a lot cheaper. Like, you could catch a bus for like, what is it, like $7 or $8?
No, my daily commute every day that I take from my home to work cost me about $3.
$3. That's pretty good.
And that's on a bus and a train, and I walk the rest of the way. It's either if I'm not on a bus or a train, I'm walking.
Yeah.
Which is like great. So I'm not like wasting money on petrol or rego or having an expensive card drain in my wallet.
Yeah.
I've got like bang. Like, even though it's a couple, like, the thing is, you've got to pay somewhere along the line.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Unless you're willing to walk all the way from here to wherever it is.
God, no, that would be impossible.
I mean, or ride a bike or go for a quick jog.
Riding a bike from here to Wollongong's a bit more manageable, but I'm like, I'm not that fit. My heart would probably be like, why are you doing this to me? I thought we were friends.
Oh, that's alright.
You are cruel. Please stop.
Yeah, but then you don't stop.
No, I don't stop, yeah.
And then you eventually get there and you just die.
Actually, going back on, like, the whole, like, the world kind of changing and all that, like, not to get on with the whole PC thing, is, like, what are you, like, in terms of, like, the way you want to do your, like, future, like, what do you reckon of, like, furthering education? Like, after high school?
After high school with the education?
Yeah, like, going to, like, uni, TAFE.
To be honest, I actually don't see a point in going to uni or TAFE these days.
I agree with you to an extent with uni, because uni is fucking overpriced as hell. Holy crap. Do you know how much a Bachelor of Information Technology costs?
Oh, probably about 60 grand.
25 grand.
Oh.
Not that bad, but
not
still...
that bad.
Not that bad, but to think about it this way. Look at this this way. It would take you 3 years to do it.
Oh, for a 3-year course. All right.
Yeah,
for a 3 years.
Yeah, no.
Right.
No. This is like, I'm talking bachelor degrees here. Okay, so
right,
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
The price ranges from about 15 grand to about 15 grand to 50 grand.
Yeah.
Most things fall in like the 25-30 range, but then you've got like law and medicine, which are like 50.
Law and medicine can get up to like
law and
100 grand.
Yeah, but the thing with law and medicine is kind of like, you're getting into law and medicine.
Yeah, but
you're gonna be making a shit ton of money.
Yeah, actually,
But it's like
technically, you're not actually going to be making that much money unless you're good. Because you know how many
True.
people go into law and medicine these days?
A lot.
A lot. Way too many, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Way too many because they think that they're going to make a lot of money, but in actual fact, they're not going to make any money at all.
The highest paying career in Australia is a neurosurgeon, and they get paid $512 grand a year.
Yeah.
512 grand a year.
Yeah, only
that is
if
ridiculous.
they're good, though.
Yeah, but that's like a neurosurgeon. You're like at uni for 9 years.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty damn.
Like you'll be at you're at the pretty much the top of your field, but you're not at the top of your field. Yeah. There's always someone better.
There's always someone better, no matter what you can do. Or you could just go into the mines and get paid like 200 grand a year for literally
Sticking your head in a hole.
no tertiary education.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
big problem with the mines is like you gotta go to a mine.
Yeah, you gotta go to a mine, but I mean what I'm saying is you can get an apprenticeship, you can go into a trade,
Right,
you can go into there's so many other options which will make you a crap ton of money.
Yeah, like nowadays they're more
whereas everyone else is just like, oh, I'm gonna be an engineer.
Well, engineers make a fair bit. Depending on the engineer.
Do you know how many engineers are there these days? There's
in demand.
80% of people going to uni do engineering.
You fucking serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's how many engineers there
Wait, is it an engineering related course they have to take because of another course, or is it like engineering?
It's probably
because
a bit of both.
there's a difference because there's going to be say if I have to go to study chemistry or something, I may have to do chemical engineering at one point.
Yeah.
Though I would do what I fall into that statistic.
You would probably fall into that statistic.
Okay, so taking that into account, the number's probably not as high as it is.
Probably not as high, maybe about 50%. Maybe about 50% of...
I mean, I don't... getting numbers out of university, I find it really... even when I was, speaking to, parents or other people about how much uni cost is, everyone goes, oh, it just goes onto your HEX debt. I'm like, okay, how much HEX debt do I have to take on?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, it took me a few days to find out how much a uni course costs. It's not displayed on the uni page. If I go to UOW, University of Wollongong doesn't tell me how much a course costs.
You gotta actually bring them up, don't you?
Not even that. They go, oh, you could get scholarships and all this other stuff and it makes it cheaper. Oh. But it's just it's so much for instance at TAFE, right?
Yeah.
Without, TAFE gives you a clear cut how much everything costs.
Yeah.
For me, it costs rougly $2,000. That's it. Nothing else.
I mean,
18
you
weeks, $2,000.
Already paid that straight up already.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. Already paid up. In fact, because I'm a trainee, the TAFE's supposed to give me half of it back.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Fair enough.
Which is So there are other conditions, but the thing is if you're at uni, you're not going to be a trainee. It's a full-on thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that so many people are doing engineering. And yes, they're in demand of engineers, but the amount of people doing engineering compared to the amount of people they need as engineers is about half. Double the people doing engineering, half of them are not going to get a job.
Because I would agree with your sentiment with university that university is overpriced, unnecessary, at least in... if you don't have to go to uni for your job, don't go to uni. Because you probably won't need it.
Exactly.
But... can you explain to me your sentiment about TAFE? Because I quite enjoy TAFE. TAFE is very good. Aside from their god-awful organizational stance, it's oh god. But the learning, you're actually learning a lot. Learning stance, you'll learn a lot.
See, it's not really. I don't have that much wrong with TAFE. To be honest, I was actually going to go TAFE myself, but I didn't because I obviously got work and Actually, I'm going to hopefully start a new job in Sydney doing electrical work. So
nice.
That's going to be good.
Oh, wait. Would you be an apprentice? Because if you're an apprentice, you may require some form of study at TAFE.
No. So it's not an apprenticeship. It's actually, it's through a friend I know.
Okay. So it's I'll teach you everything on the job.
I'm doing, all I need is my white card and pretty much I've got myself an electrical...
Fair enough.
Yeah, and the thing is, with things like electrical, plumbing... You
don't need
all those jobs there, you don't need uni or TAFE And
I'd say to
say-
a lesser extent, you might need TAFE for like some of like other like high end electrical
maybe.
stuff. Yeah, I'd say you need TAFE.
Probably we'll probably not wrong.
Depending on the skill, I'd say depending.
But like, I mean, you could always get the skill on the job as well. So like you could always start at the bottom and climb yourself to the top. You'll learn stuff on the job. You probably won't have to go.
Yeah, but you also need that like some sort of qualification to prove that yes, I am qualified at what I am doing.
Yeah, but like
I'm not an idiot.
Actually, the guy is in Sydney, and like he actually just sent out I think it was actually Kane O'Brien that sent out the
requests.
The request for the electrical in electrical work up in the CBD.
Nice, good on you.
So yeah, hopefully I'll get that because like the world at the moment is like, you know how there's like crazy building stage where so many carpenters are getting work, but guess what? That's just going to hit later on when there's nowhere to build anywhere.
Yeah, because there's currently a building craze going on. Like, like it's in demand. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. But but in 10 years, that building craze is gonna hit rock bottom because
it's all about going. All right, what's the demand now? And going, how can I drag out my future prospects?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you're gonna make a crap ton of money now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie about that. You get into carpentry now, you're gonna make crap tons of money.
I've been hearing more and more stories about how like someone started as an apprentice and they're making like with some good finance, they've been able to buy a house.
Oh yeah.
To live comfortably, take lavish trips overseas.
Oh yeah. But in 10 years,
it's getting more and more profitable.
There's going to be so many people that are just going to have no work because no one's going to need a carpenter anymore.
Yeah.
Because all the building, there'll be like no room to build anything.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like
you're always gonna need probably touch ups or maintenance.
Yeah, there's gonna be those, but
like renos. Because who knows? Maybe there'll be a huge thing of renovations next.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
That might be a thing. Who knows? But if you get into I don't know, landscaping, electrical, plumbing, the world is always gonna need those.
Yeah, because
no matter where you are, everyone's always gonna need a plumber. Something goes wrong. Obviously, you don't know how to fix it. You're going to need a plumber. You're going to need a plumber to come in and do that for you. Electrical work. The world today runs off electricity like no man's land. If something goes wrong with electricity, I can guarantee about 90% of the people don't know what they're going to do about it.
No, God, no.
Like, if you run out of power, what are you going to do? Try turning it off and on again? Maybe.
That only works with routers, mate, and computers.
Yeah.
Don't you go into my field. Stay out. Stay out. This is my job. Stay out. I'm only qualified to say that, not you.
But yeah, and then if that doesn't work, who are you going to go to? Like, you got to go to
Sparky.
You got to go to Sparky.
Yeah.
So hopefully, like even in 50 years, I'll still have work, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is good. Good on you. Good on you. But yeah. Are you serious? No. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, just kind of because I know we were discussing it last episode and whatnot about university degrees and safe spaces and whatnot, but the thing is a lot of people, you go to uni and you say you do a useless degree like liberal arts,
but
how is that going to make you money?
I don't know. Unless you become a world famous artist and you sell a crap ton of stuff.
Well, that's different. Even if you look at most successful artists,
most of them make money after they're dead.
Yeah, either they become famous after they're dead, or if they are most artists, they don't have any sort of education whatsoever, because art is art. You can't teach art.
Well, you can.
You can.
Because apparently it costs $50,000.
An arts degree costs about 15.
I swear it was higher than that.
It might be, I'm not sure. I had a rough pricing that was a couple years out of date. I just go off that because it's rough.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I think it's
it could be higher. It could be higher. I don't know.
I think it's definitely higher than the course you're doing.
Yeah, what my course was a Cert 4, cost $2,000. Think of it this way. Say if I were to do, the big price difference between me, say if I go from Cert 4 to the diploma, the Cert 4 costs $2,000, Cert 4 costs 2,740, roughly that.
Yeah.
So not a huge price difference. But then from the diploma, in order to go further up in the diploma, you'd have to go either to an advanced diploma
Yeah.
or to a bachelor of it.
Yeah.
The price leap between the diploma to the bachelor is ridiculous.
Really?
So, like I said, the diploma costs $2,740, right?
Yeah.
At least where I'm studying at. Whereas a Bachelor of Information Technology would cost me $25,000.
Yeah.
Do the math there. What's the percentage increase?
Oh, a crap ton.
Exactly. So it's kind of
I
like...
guess that's almost 1,000%.
Yeah.
That's
And the
more
thing
than
is, like,
1,000%
and the thing
higher.
is, like, if you look at like basic job statistics and whatnot, like someone with my degree, like that kind of qualification, is like in their first job can make about anywhere between 45,000 to 60,000.
Oh, yeah, 45. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, okay, that's a good spread. But say if you went to university, got a Bachelor of Information Technology, and then you got a job straight out.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough, because it's like 25% of people can't find work in their field.
Yeah, it's
Say
ridiculous,
say you go to get your job, you're paying, let's say, 50,000. That means your uni costs literally 25,000, maybe even more because of textbooks, because of
True.
hyper specialized textbooks.
Yeah, like my mates just spend like $300 on textbooks. I mean, like,
Let me
how
tell you this,
ridiculous is that?
Let me tell you this, right? This book here
Yeah.
is to help me study for a Cisco qualification.
Yeah.
$40.
$40, yeah.
$40.
Yeah.
And that will prep me for one exam. That'll cost me about $200. And if I get that exam, it means I'm certified by like a good business that goes, yes, you are qualified.
Coolio.
And I can do that whenever.
Yeah.
So, figure that out.
I mean, like, that's a $40 textbook, and that's like, gotta prep you for one exam.
One exam. But then the thing is that exam has further implications in a workplace. Like it's it's a Cisco qualification. And the thing is like Cisco is like the hot top dog in terms of networking equipment.
Okay.
You're certified by them. It's like an industry like signal that goes, yes, I did this, which is like, even though it's the entry level one,
Yeah.
that's still useful to have because
Oh,
it's
okay.
still like, oh, okay, so you've done a Cisco qual. That means like, oh, you're good at what you do.
Fair enough.
Whereas like a bachelor of like anything, like you can do it, but like it just depends on like how much time you've got and how much debt you're willing to go into.
Yeah.
And I find it like very few people are willing to talk about their debt at uni. It's very strange. It's very strange.
You know why? Because it's so freaking high. They're like, I don't want to be embarrassed about this. I just want to like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in debt.
And it's
I'll pay it back in 50 years.
And the thing is like an asset, like you could go, oh, it's an asset, it'll make your money back. Okay, say you do that. Okay. Problem is 25% of uni students can't find work in their field.
Yeah,
that's in
it.
Australia at least. That's Australia.
Yeah.
So, using that 25%, say if you're in that unlucky 25%, right?
Yeah.
You, basically what happens is your HEX debt increases in value. It's not one of those things where it's like has a timeout stage where it's over time you will have to pay it back or the government will take you to court. Your HEX debt stays with you until you pay it off. It clings to you.
Or you die.
Or you die, yeah. That's the only way to get rid of it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you can get rid of it for free if you're dead, but like,
yeah,
I mean,
you
no one wants to die.
I mean, you gotta die.
you gotta die.
That's a big part. I mean, you could fake your death.
But then when they find out you're alive,
right, oh, okay.
it's gonna
So
come
the
back
thing
like
is,
an octopus.
the thing is, and say for instance, so the thing is, your HEX debt does increase in value, but not due to interest, but due to inflation.
Yeah, it's true.
So the thing is, you could have, like, the thing is, some people will tell you, oh, I want to do all these things, so all that costs money. You don't have the money on you at the time. You take on a HEX debt. Your average debt of a student's roughly 30,000. That's the average HEX debt size. $30,000 of debt.
Yep.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's manageable.
50 years later, it's $50,000
Because you couldn't pay it off.
at
And
the
the thing is,
beginning.
entry jobs don't pay that much. And the thing is, like, the governments change what age and how much the X amount you have to be earning to pay it off.
Yeah, I think you have to be earning at least 18,000 a
Yeah,
year
okay.
to start paying it off.
No, it's higher. I
Higher?
don't. It's probably higher. I don't know.
Oh.
But anyway, that is going to conclude episode 11 of the Coinflip podcast. I'd like to thank you for joining us, and Mr. W, thank you again.
No worries.
Have a
Take
good
it
one.
easy, guys.
Take it easy. Bye bye.